Hi, I've just had a message drop from God to do with, like all the stars and leaders that are in V2K that are, like using targeted individuals to bully each other with sorcery and stuff like they're doing with me. They're just restricting my breathing again because they don't want me to reiterate what God wants them to do. They're fighting against it. They think that trying to, like make me kill me, slowly with like restricting my breathing. They think I'm gonna give up. But God's just dropped to them, like if they don't give up this sorcery, He's gonna start embarrassing them one by one. So don't be surprised if you start seeing really strange things happening to stars, on TV and stuff. I don't really watch TV, so I'll probably not know it till last on the internet. And like I've noticed that Putin is having some strain in his hands. That could be from sorcery as well. From what I understand, he's fighting somewhat towards the New World Order and America. But it's like, like with this thing, devil's advocate, they kind of do what they personally desire to do and what he's pressured into, like because he has people over him, just like what it says in the Bible, to do with, like leaders having other people, to contend with. So, and that applies as well to, like the realm of the celebrity and all them people. But God is targeting Tom York in particular. He wants him to come out as he's favoured some way to talk about this stuff, but he seems to be shying away from it, and he's kind of quite rude towards me. He says I'm not doing it, like that, and like he's partaking in trying to take me down with the rest. That they're, like using energy to try and kill me. I don't think he feels comfortable with it, but I think he feels like he's probably been bullied somewhat, and like it finds me a bit of a pain in the arse because I won't submit. Like you got Madonna who's like using strong sorcery against me, like taking my breath away, like what they're doing now. Anyway, God's reiterated to them, like if you don't stop this slavery mentality towards these targeted individuals, He's told them yesterday that I'm an equal to them, because they pretend to be in this upper consciousness where they make worldwide decisions for us when we should have a part of it. We're just seen as like idiots, going to work and not to ask questions and just to be bullied, and now to be literally switched off, at random craziness. So like God says that these stars are going to be embarrassed now one by one. I love a lot of these stars, like I grew up with them, but they really are quite arseholes when it comes to protecting their own stash. They, like a lot of them, wouldn't think twice of seeing you dead. You're getting them, in the way. They don't just work for, like their stash, their steal, albeit, like some are pressured, but some like really run with it. And they think that you being in the way, of their crimes, like you should be expendable, but God says that I'm protected. So, we'll just see what happens. I don't know how long this is going to take. But, each day it's getting worse and worse and worse. And I'm getting slower and slower and slower, like I'm being restricted of my breath, and like my oxygen levels are going down, and like I'm getting tired. So I'm, like it's getting scary for me, but I'm willing to go the extra mile. And there's a few times I almost felt like I've lost my life, like with them like squeezing in V2K, my body to restrict my breathing. There's all sorts going on, but I just see that, that thing with Jesus Christ where he lifts, the cross back off the person that's trying to help him. Like he's got that extra bit of go, like to get to the next station. So that's what I think is happening here, you know, like it's just a faith thing alone. And life is so dire anyway that I'd give my life, you know, to do the right thing, and like this is the right thing. You know, this New World Order has got to come down, because it's so evil, you know, to covet people in the dark, you know, using magic and stuff to manipulate people out of the money and the homes and, you know, like all that they own, and like even their lives, you know, and to be raped and, or, you know, children being killed and stuff. It's got to stop. So it is going to stop, but I don't know when. But we're inching forward. Okay, thank you.